The night was cold and strangely quiet. Clouds covered the sky, leaving the town in a blanket of deep darkness. Alex walked alone down the empty street, his hands in his pockets, his heart heavier than it had ever been. Every step felt slow, heavy, and uncertain, like he was moving through invisible mud. For months, life had been slipping out of his control. First came the job loss, then the mounting debt, then the breakup that shattered whatever hope he had left. It felt like life was closing in around him, squeezing the breath out of his chest. Tonight, he had reached his limit. Tonight, he felt like he couldn't go on. The cold wind brushed against his face, carrying the faint smell of wet pavement. Streetlights flickered above him, giving off a dim, uneven glow, most like even the lights were struggling to stay alive. He stopped at the old bridge outside town. The river below flowed silently, dark and deep. He leaned on the railing, staring at the water. His breath came out in small, shaky clouds. "God, if you're there," he whispered, voice trembling. "I can't do this anymore. I don't see a way out." Silence. Only the wind answered him. He pressed his eyes shut, feeling the sting of tears. He had prayed before, many times. But recently, everything felt empty. It felt like heaven had gone silent. Every prayer seemed to float up and disappear. His fingers tightened on the cold metal railing. His thoughts grew darker. This might be the end, he said to himself. But just then, a small sound broke through the night, a soft whimper, like someone crying. Alex turned around slowly. Near the far side of the bridge, sitting alone under a streetlight, was a little girl. She was no more than 8 or 9 years old, hugging her knees tightly, shivering in the cold. Alex blinked. He wasn't sure if she was real or a trick of his tired mind. He walked toward her cautiously. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked gently. The girl looked up. Her cheeks were wet with tears. Her small hands trembled. "I lost my mom," she said in a shaky voice. "She went to buy medicine and told me to wait here, but she didn't come back." Alex felt his heart twist. He knelt beside her. "How long have you been here?" She shrugged, wiping her face with the back of her hand. "A long time." Alex looked around. No cars, no people, no sign of the mother. He took off his jacket and gently wrapped it around her shoulders. "It's okay. You're not alone. I'll help you." The girl stared at him with big, innocent eyes. "You look sad," she said quietly. "Are you okay?" Alex froze. He swallowed hard. He didn't know what to say. Before he could answer, the girl reached out and held his hand. Her tiny fingers curled around his like a lifeline. "My mom always says God sends people at the right time," she whispered. Maybe you're the one he sent to help me." Alex felt something shift inside him. Her words, her innocence, her trust. It pierced through the darkness inside him. He took a deep breath. For the first time that night, he felt something warm like a small spark in a very cold place. "Maybe," he said softly. Just then, headlights appeared in the distance. A car pulled up beside the bridge, and a woman jumped out, running toward them. "Emily," she cried, scooping the little girl into her arms. "Oh, thank God, I was so scared." The mother hugged her daughter tightly, whispering prayers of relief. Then she looked at Alex, tears in her eyes. "Thank you. Thank you for staying with her. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been here." Alex nodded, unable to speak. The mother placed a hand on his arm. "You were meant to be here," she said with certainty. "God bless you." They walked away together, disappearing into the night. Alex stood alone on the bridge again, but this time, the darkness felt different, softer, less suffocating. He walked back to the railing where he had stood moments before. He looked down at the river. The water still moved silently, but now he didn't feel drawn to it. He whispered, "God, was that you?" A gentle breeze swept across the bridge, not cold like before, warm, almost comforting. Alex stepped away from the edge. His knees felt weak, not from despair, but relief. He realized something. If he had given up just minutes earlier, he would never have seen the girl. He would never have helped her. He would never have heard those words that felt like a direct message from heaven. God had stepped in, not through thunder, not through a miracle in the sky, but through a small, frightened child who needed him as much as he needed her. Alex walked back home with slow, steady steps. The world hadn't changed. His problems were still waiting, but something inside him had shifted. He felt seen. He felt heard. He felt saved. And for the first time in a long time, he felt hope. Sometimes God steps in quietly, through moments you don't expect and people you never imagined. His protection doesn't always look miraculous. It often looks ordinary, but it arrives at the perfect time. Remember, if God had not stepped in, things could have ended differently. Share in the comments if you've ever felt God intervene in your life.